Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to explain how to care for your dip liquids, how to clean the bottles so they don't get glued shut, how to prevent them from becoming stringy, and prevent brushes from hardening. So the first liquid I'm doing is pH Prep, and this is essentially a dehydrator. After you prep your nails, this cleans the nail of any dust and oils, and leaves the perfect clean nail plate to do any manicure. Also using a dehydrator, a lot of people use like a swipe of acetone or alcohol on their nail instead of dehydrator, which you could definitely do, but I personally like the pH Prep or dehydrator the best. And you just do a tiny amount of it and it'll soak into the nail pretty much immediately, so no dry time needed. And there isn't really much to do with that liquid to care for it, just make sure you store it upright. And second is Peel Base, and this is an amazing product, especially if you dread soaking off. And this goes on pink and dries clear, which is really nice. And it has two different uses. You can use it under your manicure, which is what I do, a couple coats under my manicure, and it helps them pop off instead of soaking off. And you can also put it around your cuticle, and like especially if you're doing stamping or anything with sponges, any kind of nail art, you just put it around your cuticle. And right here I'm just showing you how to clean it. Like, this is the only cleaning you need for this bottle, is sometimes you'll get it dried around the neck of the bottle. Super easy, and just wipe it off. So yeah, I can paint it on the nail, or I'll show you, like right here, you can see where I would peel it off is between my color and the clear layer. I have a lot of peel based videos that you can watch. But anyway, just around the skin on your finger, let it dry. Once it's clear, it's dry, do your stamping or nail art, and then you would be able to just pinch it and it'll peel right off without any extra cleanup. So multi-use product, awesome product, one of my favorite products. But yeah, so to clean this bottle, any dried stuff around the edge, you would literally just peel it right off, which is nice. You don't really need to clean it otherwise. It's just getting the little dried gunk off the neck of the bottle, and make sure that you store it closed and upright. Okay, so now on to one of your most important liquids that you're going to use is your base bond. And base bond is the glue. Like, you have to have this to, like this, if you're doing a dip liquid manicure, you can't do it without this product. So it is essentially the glue that holds the powder to your nail. With base bond, it's incredibly important to do very thin coats of this so you do not flood your cuticles when doing your manicure. With base bond, it's incredibly important not to get liquid on the neck of the bottle. You want to make sure it stays inside of the neck. This will most likely cause your liquid to become glued shut and nearly impossible to open if you're not careful about getting it on the outside neck or threads of your bottle. So just a tip. And after each use, you want to take some acetone on a paper towel or wipe off the neck of the bottle, and you want to make sure that you wipe off the threads and in between the threads really well. This will help your liquid from getting glued shut. And you can also take a Q-tip, or I'm going to show you here, just acetone, and just make sure you get between each thread with a little bit of acetone. Don't get acetone into the neck of the bottle itself. You don't want it to ruin your liquid. Just enough to wipe it off. And you can actually take a Q-tip if you wanted, put some acetone on it, and wipe off the inside threads of the cap as well. You don't need to, but why not? And to clean it, like I said, just acetone and stuff. And once you clean it, you're going to go ahead and take some oil. I like the Sparkle & Co. 2-in-1 oil. It works for cuticle oil, but it works really well to wipe around the threads of your bottle. And it helps it open easier the next time you use it. And also with base bond, after you paint on the dip powder, dip into the bottle, and then go to paint another layer on, wipe off your brush on a paper towel so it doesn't get stringy. Anyway, the next liquid is our Solidify. It's also known as activator, and this is what activates and hardens your powder, and it makes your top coat work. So this liquid's very thin. It's like water. It's 100% necessary to do a dip mani with if you're using dip liquids. And you may have noticed that Sparkle & Co.'s almost smells like vanilla cupcakes, which is awesome. But this product gets applied once you're done with your 3 dips or however many dips you do. And I would recommend applying a very generous amount on your first coat because you want it to soak down through all the layers of dip. But then after you buff and stuff, you want to only do enough Solidify on your second coat just to wet the surface of the nail. You don't want to do too much. And for Solidify, I would just make sure, in all honesty, it's a good thing to have multiple bottles. I like to have at least 2, like a squirt bottle and then a normal bottle. The normal bottle I would use to put over clear or like my solid colors. The dropper bottle or a second bottle for glitters, because I have one Solidify that has so much glitter in it from using it over glitter dips. So this way it just doesn't contaminate it. I mean, you would be fine either way. I personally like having 2. And just make sure that they're closed really tight and stored upright. Okay, now on to Glossy Top Coat, and I'm actually going to show you this on a swatch that I already put Solidify on. Glossy Top Coat is the liquid I feel most people have issues with, so it makes your mani shiny and puts it all together is the point of the Glossy. You need to be extra careful with this, and after your second coat of Solidify, you want to make sure you wait 1 to 2 minutes and then wipe your nails with a paper towel, and this will help remove any extra Solidify that might be on the nail. That's why it's important to only do a little bit of Solidify. But throw your paper towel away and grab a clean one and set it down, and you're going to go in with your first coat of Glossy Coat once our Solidify is dry. And after I wipe it off, what I'm going to do is go in with my first coat. And it's important on your first coat to try to keep it to like just a couple strokes. You don't want to do too many strokes. But yeah, just a thin coat, keeping it to a few strokes. And then my biggest tip for dip liquids, wipe your brush on a clean paper towel. Because I guarantee you probably got a little bit of Solidify transferred onto that brush. If you don't wipe it off, your brush is going to get hard. And if you put it back into the bottle, your liquid's going to get goopy and stringy and pretty much non-usable. Like you could use it to do swatches or something, but you're not going to get any other good use out of this liquid. It's going to contaminate it and you're not going to be able to use it anymore. You could replace the brush, but you can't replace goopy liquids. So go in with your first coat, wipe it off, and then go back in with your second coat. And this coat, you can take your time, do it a little bit thicker, like not too thick to where you're going to flood the cuticle, just a little bit thicker than the first coat, and cap your edges. And it's incredibly shiny. Sparkle & Co. has my favorite dip liquids, especially the top coat. It's so shiny, and the shine lasts like as long as I keep my nails on. So sometimes upwards of 3 weeks they've stayed on, and it stays shiny just like day 1. So best liquids possible. So yeah, after wiping it off, it's incredibly important with no matter what liquids you use, wiping the brush off to remove any Solidify. Like you have to do this with any brand of dip liquids, not just Sparkles. And then to care for this liquid, I'm just going to do the same thing as the base bond and just use acetone to clean the threads of the bottles, clean inside the cap if you want to, and all that fun stuff. And also you can put oil on it too, just like base bond. And last but not least, I'm going to show you the matte finish for the dip liquids. And this is meant to put over dip or any manicure that does not require a light. Like you do not have to use a light with this one. And I'm going to show you on my nail. Like my nails are a week old with Glossy Coat. And so I'm literally just going to paint a thin coat of this matte coat on. And you'll see within 30 seconds it's dry. And I have the perfect matte finish. So for this, I would recommend you want to do your 2 coats of Glossy Coat like normal and then let it dry. And then do 1 coat of matte top over it. This way you get the strength of the Glossy Top Coat, but the amazing smooth matte finish. And for this, just make sure the bottleneck is clean and stored upright as well. It's almost like a regular nail polish, but better. And I'm going to put it over my swatch too, like you can see it kind of drying already. And then I'll show you a comparison of This is with the matte top coat, TS29 from Sparkle & Co. with matte top coat on. And it's beautiful and perfect. And this is compared to its shiny. And you also saw 30 seconds and that nail was dry. So it dries really fast. Just make sure to put it on top of your top coat. That'll give it the smoothest finish. Won't show that, any really imperfections if you put it over a top coat. So yeah, that's my trick for it. Just make sure it goes over the top coat. And yeah, that's the matte. This is called, I believe, just matte finish. And it's a dip liquid. It can be found on the website under dip liquids. And I'll put everything in the description of the video for you of all of these products. They're my favorite products. I will link everything. And on your first purchase, use my name at checkout to earn a $9 credit. Or sign up for an awesome subscription bag and use my name and you'll get an $18 credit. But everything will be linked down below. But this is how I care for liquids, and I hope this helped you. If you liked it, please like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram and let me know what videos you would like to see. Deuces and smooches.